Hey everybody, it's Jade Lambert-Smith, the everyday actor. I am here to give you the tea in order to debunk any myths surrounding the craft of acting and living in the craft, as well as giving theories and ideas that will help you become greater in your desires. So today, as you notice, I don't have any tea in my hand, but I do have on this shirt that says progress over perfection. I wanted to talk about this today because this is a concept that can help you as the everyday actor. I call this channel the Everyday Actor because my goal is to let you know that with everyday consistent work, incremental things, you're going to automatically grow. That's why this says progress over perfection. In my years of working with actors and working as an actor, I have found that generally people tend to get very frustrated if they don't find results or have results quickly. That is the thing that is going to shoot you in the foot in this craft. Or we decide to take a huge bite out of something and then we end up choking on it, metaphorically, right? If you put a half a sandwich in your mouth and you try to swallow it, you are going to choke, or your mouth is going to be so full that you can't talk. Therefore, it's important that you take small bites, chew them thoroughly, swallow them so that you can digest them well, and then take the nutrients from that and use that to go about your day and be excellent. That is how you become the everyday actor and how you become excellent in the craft, by consistency. It's all about consistency. In this craft, I think, because the thing about acting is that people don't really espouse or discuss what it requires to be excellent. People just assume that someone has the talent for acting, or just like other things, people assume that you have a talent for singing or a talent for dancing. But generally, what really is true is that there's a person who tends to have an affinity for the thing, or who really likes doing it. And so they tend to do it a lot, over and over and over again, because they like it. And because they prefer it and they like this particular thing, all of a sudden they look like they have talent. But the truth is, because it felt good to them and because they liked it, they just consistently did it over and over and over again. And then when they got to an aspect or a technique or a skill within that craft that they did not necessarily like, their self-confidence and their worth and belief in their ability to get it is so strong that they don't allow that setback or that challenge or that obstacle to get in their way. So they work really hard, and before you know it, they've mastered that too. And so rarely do people see them struggling. So there's just an assumption that they're great. But the reality is they liked it. They just liked it. They preferred it. They enjoyed doing it. So what might have been tenuous or difficult or tedious, rather, for someone else is easy for them, it appears, but they just like the work. And so my suggestion is, as an actor, first you need to love the work. Because if you don't love the work, it can be extremely tedious. The memorization, the scoring, the analysis, the characterization, the dramaturgy, the understanding the playwright, the connecting with others in the moment, the unpacking of the biography of the character you're playing, the understanding of the blocking in relation to what the director's vision is, having your own personal intention. It can be a lot. But if you really believe in it and love it, all those things seem like a drop in the bucket compared to what happens when you organically connect to a character's life and experience and want to be in their skin. When you decide to wear their skin for 6 to 8 hours of rehearsal, or wear their skin on stage for an hour and a half to 2.5 hours, there's nothing like it. But it takes the everyday work. It takes the consistency. It takes the progress over perfection. I love one of my old mentors from when I was younger. He talked about playing a character on Broadway. And he said that he did not believe that he fully embodied that character until the 11th week of the performance. Now let's talk about this. If you know anything about Broadway or theater in general, most times we do 7 to 8 shows a week. 7 to 8 shows a week. And back in the day, you would rehearse anywhere from 5 to 6 weeks in advance. And if it was a new play, it would be longer than that. So 5 to 6 weeks, Plus, he was 11 weeks into the performance before he felt like he really began to embody and understand the character. That's 88 shows. 88 shows, countless hours of rehearsal before he felt like he truly began to embody the character. And anybody who's in this business will tell you if they have a monologue that they tend to do often, or they have a character that they play repeatedly, the more they do it, the more that character begins to sit in their body. Repetition, y'all. Repetition. You have to revel in repetition in order to be excellent in this craft. If you feel like you suck at something, please know that that is momentary. You are only mediocre momentarily if you've chosen to master the craft. You are only mediocre momentarily if you've chosen to master your monologue. And momentarily could be a moment, it could be a month, it could be a year, but you've got to make a choice. And that's the other piece of the everyday actor. You have to choose what you want. You have to intend it. You have to know it. And make sure, you're going to hear me say this over and over and over again, make sure your want and desire is in the affirmative. If it's not in the affirmative, then all you're doing is calling to you the thing you don't want. Oh my gosh, I don't want to mess this up. I don't want to say the wrong word. Oh, I don't want to fall on stage. Well, what do you want? If you don't want to mess this up, what do you want? Oh, I want to provide an impeccable performance. If you don't want to say the wrong word, what do you want? I want to be articulate. I want to be clear. I want to be understood. I want to emote. I want to cause the audience to feel everything I'm going through as a character. Tell us what you want. Know what you want. Tell yourself what you want. Get in the habit of being clear about what you want, because the premise, the basic foundation of the everyday actor is taking all of the intentions and ideas that we learn in the craft of acting and applying them to our everyday life, because acting is nothing but exaggerated everyday life. It's exaggerated because we're on a stage for many people to see, but acting is life. To act means to do. So what are you going to do? My suggestion is you remember it's progress over perfection and take small bites, chew it really well, digest it, take the nutrients that you need and go about your day. You'll release everything else you don't need and you'll be light. You know why? Because you were clear about what you wanted. You took small bites out of it, and next thing you know, you will have finished that skill, that technique, that chapter, that character, and you will have leveled up as an actor because you knew what you want. So I ask you, what do you want on stage and off? You got this. It's Jade Lambert-Smith, the everyday actor, and I cannot wait to talk to you again soon. Take care, everyone.